Good morning, everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about time response analysis. What are the different types of test signals are there, and what is meant by a first order transfer function, and how we are going to tell whether it is a first order or second order transfer function, and what will be happen whenever we are going to give different test signals to the transfer function. That is, so now we are going to discuss about the time response analysis. Time response analysis. Whenever we are discussing about the time response analysis, we have to know about the different test signals. What are the different types of test signals we are having? Right. First, we are having there are four types of test signals we are having. Test signals. We are having four types of test signals. In that, first we are having a step signal. Step signal. Second one we are having a ramp signal. Ramp signal. And third one we are having a parabolic signal. And next we are having an impulse signal. Impulse signal. Right. Here, the step signal also the ramp signal we call it as a velocity signal. Ramp signal we call it as a velocity signal, and parabolic signal we call it as an acceleration also. Acceleration signal. Impulse signal we call it as a delta signal. Delta signal. Here in this time response analysis, basically what is meant by any time response analysis, we have to know that whenever we are discussing about the time response analysis, there are two types of total time response analysis. Then when we are going to know about the total time response analysis is nothing but we are having again we have to know that first one is transient time, transient response, and second one we are having a steady state response. Steady state response. So the total time response will be equal to the total time response will be equal to the TR transient response plus steady state response. TR plus TS we call it as this is a total time response of the particular system. For example, if I am taking a fan, in that fan what we are going to whenever we are going to switch on that particular supply, then automatically the fan will be going to when starts moving. That means an rotate. Initially, it will not going to be an a reaches its final value. That means a steady state value. Initially, with some disturbances. For example, if you are taking motor also, initially it will take some time to settle down. So whatever we are having an initially it will be going to be some disturbances. That particular time, the total time for the complete disturbances is called it as a transient state. After some time it will reach its normal position. Automatically the fan will be going to when runs with the normal state. That we call it as a steady state. That we call it as a steady state. The total that means the total response transient and steady state we call it as a total time response. That means the response of that particular system. We call it as a total time response. It will take any motor or any generator or any system we can take. Initially, it will take some time to reach its steady state value. That means a constant speed we are going to maintain. For example, if I am taking a motor, in that motor also what will be happened? It will not going to be runs very smoothly in the starting itself. It will take some time to reach its steady state. What we are going to do now is nothing but our main intention is that we need to reduce this transient response. We need to reduce the transient response of that particular system. Whenever we are reducing the transient response of the system, then that particular system is under good condition. For example, if you are taking with some system, it will be going to be running with more transient response. If you are having a more time, if it will take more time, then what will be happen? We are going to be felt very unhappy. Why? Because it is taking more time to reach its steady state value. So we need to reduce our main intention always for any system we are going to take. The main intention is that we need to reduce the transient response. That means once if we are reducing the transient response, automatically it will be reaches its steady state. For example, if you are having the system is like this. Now, in this case, what will happen? This is a unit input. My output is like this one. For example, if I am taking this is the time t. This is the output of the particular system, which we are going to represent with an C of t. In this case, what will be happen? Up to this thing, we call it as an transient state TR. After that, we call it as a steady state TS. See here, it will be take some time. That means it will be going to be fluctuating some time, right? How it will be going to be fluctuating depending upon the input. What input signal we are going to give? We can give the step signal, ramp signal, parabolic signal, or impulse signal. That means how it will be the behavior of the system will be going to be varies with respect to the steps, with respect to the signal given to the input. Whether we can give that step input or ramp input or parabolic input or impulse input, whether whatever it may be, we can give. From that, how it will be going to be varies. Here we are going to discuss. That's only we are going to use different types of test signals. Here next. Uh, uh, these are the two responses, transient response and at the same time steady state response. Always we are going to prefer to reduce the transient response. How we are going to reduce the transient response is nothing but whether if we are giving a step signal or parabolic signal or ramp signal or unit impulse signal. First we have to know that what is meant by a step signal. What is meant by step signal? Step signal. The step signal is a signal whose value changes from this is our time t, this is our output C of t. The step signal is nothing but whose values is changes from 0 to a for time t equal to 0. For what will happen? The value of C of t, how much? C of t is equal to 0. Sorry, C of t equal to a. C of t equal to a when t equal to 0. When t is greater than 0, what will happen? C of t equal to constant a. It will not going to be any changes. Whenever the 0 to a, the step signal is a signal whose value changes from 0 to a at t equal to 0. It will be going to be changes from 0 to a at t equal to 0 and the remaining 0 to a. That means when t equal to 0, what will be happening? It will be changes from 0 to a. That means here I can write it as when t t equal to 0, it will be changes from 0 to a. Why? Because when t equal to 0, it will be changes from 0 to a. When t is greater than 0, it will be a constant. It will be a constant. Very simple thing. When t equal to 0, what will happen? When t equal to 0, the output response will be varies from 0 to a. That means it will be going from 0 to a. When t is greater than 0, for remaining all values of t, it will be going. It will be a constant, right? When t equal to 0, it will be going to be varies from 0 to a. When t is greater than 0, it will be must be a constant. That is a step signal. That means how we are going to write down here when r of t is nothing but this we call it as sorry, this is a time period. This is a step signal. That means we are giving an input when r of t equal to 0. When it is r of t, when r of t equal to 0, when t is less than 0, r of t equal to a, r of t equal to capital A when t is greater than or equal to 0. That means how much input we are going to give when r of t, that means a reference input r of t value will be the 0 when t is less than 0, r of t equal to a when t is greater than or equal to 0. That means the step signal is varies from 0 to a when t equal to 0. When t is greater than 0, the step signal value will be remains constant. That is a step signal. And next one we are having a ramp signal. Ramp signal, which we are also called it as a velocity signal, which we are also called it as a velocity signal. The graph for this is of c of t and the time t. Linearly it will be going to be a varies. The ramp signal is a signal whose value will be varies linearly with respect to time t. The ramp signal is a signal whose values will be going to varies with respect to time. With respect to time. See here, as the time varies, automatically the output response of the particular system also will be going to be varies. How it will be going to be varies is linearly it will be going to be varies. That means r of t value, how much r of t equal to, what will be happen, r of t equal to at when t is greater than 0. When t is greater than 0, r of t equal to 0 when t is less than 0. Why? Because when t is less than 0, that means r of t value there is no input response. That means see here when t greater than or equal to 0, at 0 also it will be starting. When t is less than 0, in the remaining conditions, r of t value will be going to be equal to 0. That means it will be going to be equal to 0. Please once again see this. Here we can take A2, A3 like this. That's all I am taking r of t equal to 80. When t is greater than or equal to 0, it will be an 80. When t is less than 0, it will be an 0 r of t. Next one, we are having a parabolic signal. Next signal is a parabolic signal. Parabolic signal, which we also call it as acceleration signal. Parabolic signal, which we are also called it as an acceleration signal. How it will be going to be varies? It also will be going to be varies like a parabolic. That means a square of the time. It will be going to be varies like this. This is our c of t, and this is the time t. That means how it will be going to be varies. step signal is a constant. Only at t equal to 0 it will be varies from 0 to a. When t is greater than or equal to 0, the step signal, the output response will be a constant input whatever we are doing, r of t value. What about the ramp signal? When t is less than 0, it is equal to 0. When t is greater than or equal to 0, it will be going to be an increases linearly, with respect to time. Now, parabolic signal is how it will be going to be an varies. In a parabolic signal, the instantaneous varies. It will be varies instantaneously as square of the time from the initial value of 0 at t equal to 0. How it will be going to be an varies as the square of the time at initial value equal to r of t equal to 0. When t is less than 0, r of t is equal to, it will be going to varies with initial square of the time. That is when t is greater than or equal to 0. That is how we call it as an parabolic signal, or which we are also called it as an acceleration signal. That is r of t is equal to at square by 2. How it will be going to varies? For example, if I am taking a 0.5 amperes here, after that it will be varies with 2 amperes. Sorry, 2. After that 2a, it will be going to varies with square. Square is nothing but we are going to consider it as an 4a, like that 4. 4, 2, 4, after that 4 square 16, like that it will be going to varies. That is when r of t equal to 0, r of t is 0, when t is less than 0, r of t value is 8t square. How it will be varies with the square of the time, 8t square by 2, when t is greater than or equal to 0. This signal we call it as a parabolic signal. The next signal we are having an impulse signal, which we are also called it as an impulse signal. Next we are having an impulse signal, which we are also called it as a delta signal. Delta signal, impulse signal or delta signal. How we are going to define this is, only it will be going to works only at t equal to 0 only it will be reaches its maximum value. Only at t equal to 0 only it will be reaches its infinity. Delta of t, we are going to represent the signal delta of t, impulse signal. Only at t equal to 0 only it will be reaches its maximum value. When t is not equal to 0, the delta of t value will become 0. When t equal to 0, the delta of t will become infinity. At t is not equal to 0, the delta of t equal to 0. For remaining all values, either it may be a negative or positive values, it will be equal to 0. Only at t equal to 0 only it will be reaches it will be having for only for very short duration of the time. Only within the milliseconds only it will be going to be having. This we call it as an impulse signal or delta signal. Impulse signal or delta signal. Now, whenever we are discussing the time response on a control system, we are always focusing in the initial classes itself. I explained. Whenever we are discussing about the control system, we need to focus on transfer function. We know that transfer function is nothing but the response of output of the system divided by input of the system. Just we are going to apply a Laplace transform. Once if you are applying the Laplace transform, then only it will become an impulse signal. That means whenever we are applying a Laplace transform, then only we call it as a transfer function. Transfer function. Sorry, whenever the transfer function is that means the Laplace transform of output of the system to the input of the system, so that we need to apply a whatever we discuss. That means or we are having a ramp signal. That means that we are having a step signal. Next we are having a ramp signal, and next we are having a parabolic signal, and then we are having an impulse signal. Impulse signal. Here in a time domain. Time domain, what we are having? We are having an A. That means, and for example, if it is an a unit step, then we need to take one. Otherwise, we can take it as an A. That means, and similarly here we are having an AT. Here we are having an AT square. After that impulse, we are having a delta of T. This is we are having a 2. AT square by 2. This is in the time domain. Whatever just now we discussed. This is a signal. This is a signal, this is a time domain, and a Laplace transform S domain. That means a Laplace, if I are applying a Laplace transform, then we call it as that is S domain. S domain. This is we are called it as an S domain. This is the simple table we are having. For step signal, if I am applying a Laplace transform, what is the Laplace transform of A? A by S. A by S. What is the Laplace transform of AT? A by S square. A by S square. And here we are having an A by S cube. Here the delta of T. The Laplace transform of delta of T is, we call it as the Laplace transform of delta of T is 1. Similarly, we can write that the integration of whatever from the, we can say that the integration of step signal. What is the integration of step signal? A will become a ramp signal, or the integration of impulse signal will become a step signal. For example, if I am taking what is the delta of T? 1. If I am integrating 1, then what we are going to get? Some constant x. With respect to x means we are going to get impulse of step signal. Integration of impulse will give step signal. Impulse of step will give ramp signal. Impulse of ramp signal will give a parabolic signal. Parabolic signal. Impulse of ramp signal we are going to give parabolic signal. Or in a vice versa, we can take the differentiation of parabolic. Differentiation of parabolic will give ramp signal. Differentiation of ramp will give step. Differentiation of step will give impulse signal. Impulse signal. This is with respect to integration. This is with respect to differentiation. Differential equation. With respect to differential equation. These are the step signal. Just we need to focus on this thing. These all values will be different input values only. R of t value. How the value of input will be going to be varies as the time varies. In the first case, when R of t is equal to 0, when t equal to 0, what will be happen to this signal? When t equal to 0, it will be varies from 0 to a, and the remaining values will be a constant after t greater than 0. When t is less than 0, it will be a 0. Similarly, the ramp signal, it will be varies linearly. As the value of time varies, automatically the input values also will be going to be varies linearly. Here also parabolic signal, it will be varies and square of the time. Here delta of t, it will be having only for few seconds, very short period it will be having only at when t equal to 0, the delta of t value will be infinity. In the remaining cases, when t is not equal to 0, then it will be equal to 0. After that, I am just applying the Laplace transform here. The Laplace transform of A is A by S. The Laplace transform of AT is A by S square. The Laplace transform of this thing is like this. Yeah. After that, what is an order of the system? Now, whenever we are discussing a time response analysis, we need to know that what is meant by an order of the system. Right? We have derived a transfer function. Whenever we find the transfer function, finally we are getting like this. For example, the transfer function, that means in any transfer function is we are going to get C of S by R of S. C of S is nothing but output of the system, and R of S we call it as an input of the system. Input of the system in terms of Laplace domain. In terms of Laplace domain. Why? Because we are not C of t from C of t. Once if you know the C of t value, then only we are going to find the C of S value. If you don't know that the C of t value, then we are not going to find the C of S value. That means then we are going to find that C of S value with respect to that means an S domain. When once if you know the C of S by R of S, for example, I am going to get 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. Whether it is a first order transfer function or second order transfer function. How we know that? That means the transfer function, whether it is at first order or second order, we are going to know that the highest order in the denominator, the highest power of S in the denominator, we call it as that is an order of the system. In this case, what is the highest power of this particular system in the denominator? We are having is 2, so that we call it as a second order system. Second order system. Second order system. For example, for this second order system, for the given second order system, you need to apply a step signal. Then what we need to do? C of S is equal to how much we are going to give? R of S into 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. Now what is the R of S value? R of S value for which signal he is asking? Apply the step signal. Step signal means R of S is A by S. Whether it is an unity feedback, then you need to take 1 by S into 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. For example, if I am asking you that you apply that ramp signal, then what we need to do? In the place of R of S, we need to substitute how much? A by S square. That means 1 by S square into 1 by S square plus 2S plus 2. What is this value? This value is only C of S value. Similarly, for example, if I am asking you the parabolic signal, in the place of these things, you need to apply 1 by S cube. This will become a ramp signal. For example, this when we call it as a first order system, for example, it is like this 1 by S plus 1. This is a first order system. Why? Because highest power is 1. S power 1 will become a first order system. Similarly, we are having an S into S plus 1 into S plus 2 into S plus 3. Now, we cannot say it as a this is a first order. We need to multiply and then we can have to tell whether it is a first order or second order or third order system. This is a third order system. Why? Because if I am multiplying, the highest power of S will become 3, so that we call it as this is a third order system. Like that, we need to take for the given system, we need to identify. First thing, we need to identify what is the order of the system. There are different. We are going to in time response analysis. We will go for only mainly focusing on second order system. Second order system transfer function. What is the basic transfer function of second order system? What will be happen if you are giving the step signal to that second order transfer function? Step signal means input. If the input means R of S. If you are giving the R of S value is A by S, A by S square or A by S cube or 1, then what will be happen to the particular system? Then finally we are getting a C of S value. By seeing that C of S value or C of T value, we can say that we can estimate that the output response of the particular system. C of T, it will be going to be changing like that. That means in a C of T value, what is the transient time and what is a steady state time, we are going to find out. The main motto is that we need to reduce the transient response of the particular system. That is always important. We need to reduce the transient response of the particular system. If you are not reducing the transient response of the system, what will be happen? It will take more time. That means it may not be stable system. So always we are going to prefer to reduce the transient state. That means to reach its steady state very quickly. Once if it will be reaches to steady state very quickly, then that particular system is under good condition. This is time response analysis. That means in the time response analysis we discussed about that what are the basic test signals we are having. step ramp and impulse signal, how that values will be going to an varies. R of t value, how the value of R of t will be going to an varies with respect to time. When t equal to 0, what will be happen? When t is greater than 0, what will be happen? We discuss. In the next lecture, we are going to focus on what is the order of the system. Whenever we are having an order of the system is nothing but, for example, if I am giving an R of first order system, R of t, that means for first order system, if I am giving a step signal, what will be happen? For a first order system, if I am giving a ramp signal, what will be happen? In the next lecture, we will discuss, right? Thank you.